salute to Lupe. Still, to this day, I would say my number one greatest rapper of all time, on my list at least. So a lot of conversations has been happening in the world of hip hop since well, I don't know when you would say it started, but since the great rap war of 2024 started with Drake and Kendrick and kind of J. Cole and Rick Ross and Kanye for some reason, and last week we didn't even talk about everything else happening. Like City Girls was beefing for a bit, and there's also Quavo versus Chris Brown, and like everybody just kind of get in the mix. It's very like back in the day. Like even though it sucks because it's beef, this is one of the most interesting times in hip hop there's been in a while, and a part of what makes things so interesting is not necessarily just what people are saying on their verses. It's like, a lot of the conversations that come surround what's happening. There's been a lot of, if you like listening to podcasts as much as I do, this is a great time because everybody, including our podcast, the podcast we did last week was super dope, even though from a logistical standpoint, it's not very something we can do very often. But yeah, a lot of great conversations. And this is kind of low key. I'm surprised I even bumped into this, even though I do follow Lupe. There's been some conversations regarding Kendrick and his methods when it comes to hip hop, and I think this is it involves a lot more than this. But this particular clip that Lupe reposted from a larger conversation that they were doing on Twitter Live or X Live or whatever you call it. He goes into like I said, many things, but this particular part that I wanted to cover was regarding how you could classify a really great rapper, like a top 5, top 10 of all time, and like also kind of what goes into like a good back and forth, or what goes into a good hip hop artist. And I think this was really super dope to hear. Not dope per se, but interesting to hear because you're talking about a top tier lyricist like Lupe and his perspective on it. And I'm kind of curious to know what y'all think and if y'all agree, disagree, and maybe we can kind of get close to that real question of who exactly is the best. So like I said, this is a part of a larger conversation. I think even this video is a part of a larger conversation. But the part I wanted to really listen in on starts at 2 minutes and 14 seconds, I believe. So play that.
Two moments happened with me and Doc. Two
I'll tell you
moments.
when
One is the control
Stop
shit.
it.
The other one is niggas is like, hey, do you think Kendrick is a top tier dude? I'm like, I think he's a great performer. I think he's a great rapper. I think he makes great albums. I think he's a great conceptualist. I think he's a great mind. I think what he does for the culture is amazing. Like, I love him to death. I do not think that he's like this amazing lyricist, though. And if I had to put a top 100 of lists together,
you not finna say that. You not finna say that.
Wow. Lupe.
Stop. I ain't even see y'all doing that.
Kendrick not making your top 100, man.
Part of
You hear what Verb just said? Now let it. Did I say that?
No, part of okay, Lupe. Finish your food, my nigga. Finish your food.
I just want to go on the record. Did I say that?
No, you good.
No, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. We're asking you.
But you just made a statement.
No. But I asked first. I said, is that what you're saying?
I was finna say it before you cut me off.
Oh, damn. Okay, go ahead. Your floor is yours. Go ahead.
Pause real quick.
So if it was a list of like top hundreds.
Who doesn't this? So I reminiscing of how some of our conversations go. Did you say that? Did you say that? Well, did I say it? Sorry. Go ahead, Daniel.
Like if I had a top 100 list, the first 60 slots would be niggas that ain't in the mainstream that niggas don't even know. Or if they know them, they don't know them. Like, it ain't finna be niggas with record deals. It's finna be niggas like you. And that's not a shot. That's not to put you down. It's not. I'm not doing no rap shit. I'm not collecting.
Salute. That's good. That's amazing.
It's gonna be all these battle rap niggas from all these leagues all over the world. when it comes to lyrics, right?
Okay.
It's finna be niggas who put out one record back in '92. It's finna be Killer Sin, right? It's
Killer
finna be
Sin.
Beretta 9.
Wow.
It's finna be Puerto Rican terrorists. It's finna be the niggas who's like, y'all don't even know who the fuck I'm
My
talking
nigga,
about,
Killer Sin from Wu-Tang Clan. Sons of Man. Keep going. Finish your food.
right? But if I said that statement, like, oh,
Right.
Killer Sin in my top five,
I got
what
you.
niggas gonna
Finish
say?
your food.
You see,
Wu-Tang.
niggas ain't gonna talk about.
American Cream Team. I got
So
you.
I don't have a list at all. I don't have a list.
Do you have
So I don't know. Does that inherently sound shocking to anybody? That when it comes to like some of the greatest of all time, you know, somebody might not put somebody like a Kendrick in there. And actually, now I'm listening back. I think there was actually another part in this I wanted to play. Then this might suck, but I might have to play it from the beginning because I thought there was a part where he mentioned like the elements in this that he puts into what makes like that top tier. Play from the beginning, but hold on to that thought of like the idea of not putting a person like Kendrick in that top one.
No producers, and I remember this. The reason me and you talking right now agrees with each other. I swear to God, I ain't even heard the diss records at all.
Wow.
I ain't even heard them to this day.
Why though?
I
What's the
still ain't
reason
heard
behind that though?
because I got a regular job.
Nah, man, you said you heard that shit
No,
earlier, man.
I heard Drake shit and I heard Raw shit.
But not Kendrick shit.
Oh yeah. Right.
I ain't heard
Kendrick ain't got nothing
J.
else yet.
Cole
Oh.
shit.
Oh,
Right?
okay. Well, J. Cole said sorry.
No, I ain't even
Did.
listen to I ain't listen to the record. The might delete later shit. I ain't even heard that shit. And I ain't even hear the apology.
Oh.
Only thing I hear is what you see on social media. You see like a little clip or something,
Mm-hmm.
or you'll see like the lyrics on like a meme or some shit like that. I ain't listen to the shit.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got no opinion on the shit. I've learned not to even have an opinion on anything dude do. Not because I don't fuck with dude. I love dude.
Talking about Kendrick.
It's just I know that niggas is looking for a reason. The same with that tribe shit. To like, oh, let's tear it. Here's another way to tear this nigga Lupe down for whatever reason, for my own little flaws and faults, or just a nigga feel a certain way. Cause I fucked they bitch or did something silly and don't know. Right? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
To this day. So when I mentioned to you, Verb, I got a history. Like niggas ain't helped me with shit, bro. Like it's niggas who still tear my shit down to this day, unbook me for concerts, all kinds of shit. Fuck shit. But cool.
Who's been booking Kendrick Lupe for this
I
type of
think that's a
stuff?
part of this though.
What you say?
Sorry, now who was on booking Lupe for concerts over some old stuff? That ain't fair. Sorry.
When you sign up for the shit, it's like it's gonna
I'm
happen. Like
Gucci.
it ain't nothing everybody go
I'm
through.
Gucci. I just didn't expect to be the same shit like the street. The street's better than this. The street, this shit don't even
Street?
happen. At least you're a Merc motherfucker. At least Merc may put me out of my misery.
It's rules in the street. It's more rules and respect. Right.
Right.
It is.
So
This is more
it's some
dirty.
dirty
Yes.
bullshit, right? And then you can't whack a nigga, right? Because you finna it ain't worth it, right? Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
only reason me and you even talking about this shit, Complex Magazine, right? They go.
We talk about it because you said
Hold
it
on,
though.
hold on. Be clear. Let's be clear. I'm not ducking shit. We
Oh,
just
okay.
talking casually before the storm, right?
Pause
So
it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think it gets much more deep in that. But yeah, I thought I must be listening to something. Maybe I was listening to the entire thing, and there was something mentioned of like what they actually the elements that they actually ascribe to like what makes you the greatest. Cause I think they said something to the effect of like the lyrics, and being able to convey a message, and a story, and putting a lot of wit into it. I guess pardon me, more so than trying to rehash every element of you know what you think of some of these back and forth responses and who do you think is better and all that, this and that. What do you think of that take about like potentially not putting someone like Kendrick's level in a top 100 because you think it's best suited for like the super unknown guys that you just know are just the like they just do something that nobody else can do. because I would think a part of a top five, if we're looking at every single, not top five, but a top 100, looking at every aspect, you do have to look at their impact. We look at a bunch of artists that, while they're not like the super most craziest from a lyrical perspective, or like we know there are artists that are better for them. We do put them highly because they were able to make really culturally relevant songs, or even songs that we just thoroughly enjoy. I would think that, but I don't know. Maybe even though we have multiple conversations about hip hop and records, maybe I might be uninformed about you guys' opinion on this. So yeah, what do y'all make of Lupe's take? And again, what do you think about potentially not putting someone on Kendrick's level in the top 100? What do you think, guys?
I'm not surprised by Lupe's take at all, and generally, I think it makes sense to me. Like if your list is, or if the list you're talking about in particular is a top 100 lyricist purely without any other considerations, then I'm not surprised at all that for Lupe, Kendrick would be in the low 60s or whatever, because and like he said battle rappers are probably going to make up the majority of that top portion of the list. And I know when I dabbled into getting into battle rap, it was kind of mind blowing how like consistently battle rappers are able to say the most just incredibly complex stuff, come up with the craziest schemes, all the multi entendres, like all the stuff that they're able to do just back to back, round after round.
You would say in general battle rappers are more lyrical than regular rappers?
I would, I would, I would, I would, and I don't think it's like very difficult to back up. Just because just the sheer amount of great content you can find if you look up if you just look up battle, like recent or not even recent, just battle rap.
Just battle rap. If you look up the average battle rap, you'll probably find a high level of lyricism.
Yeah, and you said it, the average battle rap. So yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. But yeah, if you
you would say someone at Kendrick's level isn't top lyricist of all time?
I mean, I think he would struggle going up against the average battle rapper. Like
Jesus, sound like Lupe.
But again, like the minute you incorporate almost anything outside of lyricism, Kendrick immediately starts to shoot up. Like when battle rappers usually don't have any type of but like they're not rhyming on a beat, for example. Kendrick obviously rhymes on a beat. So what he's doing automatically becomes more like consumable or approachable for just the mainstream audience because of that. And then you incorporate his ability to his storytelling over the course of an album, and just how visceral his lyrics can be in general. Like again, you're starting to push him up higher and higher. But it truly depends on what your list is, what your list qualifications are that will dictate who is up at the top of that list. If you talk about who's the most monetarily successful, is gonna jump up and down in terms of who's up there, like, and they may not be they're almost certainly not going to be the most lyrical people. So that's really,
I mean, for a while it was Jay-Z, and Jay-Z's is pretty high up there when it comes to lyrics. Eminem is actually probably still up there on some metric of like highest selling.
That's true.
What about yourself, Ghost? What do you think of the conversation of depending on how you look at it, you wouldn't put Kendrick in a top 100 or top however spot, or someone on Kendrick's level. You agree with that sentiment?
I mean, for what we didn't hear Lupe's specific criteria, but I'm assuming he mentioned battle rap, so I'm assuming he's looking more at punchline oriented and a hard hitting bars like that. Top 100 is just that's
It's a lot of names.
Saying Kendrick is not top 100 is false, like objectively false.
Oh,
if you want to
my
say,
God.
if you want to say that there's a 60 better battle rappers, 60 better lyricists that are better at one certain aspect, like punchlines than Kendrick, stuff like that, that's fine. I mean, I think what I have a problem with is I think that Lupe's criteria, and again, it sounds like he's just looking at it strictly from battle rap or something like that. We don't have the full context, so it's kind of hard to say, but it's really stupid to limit the criteria to that, because if even if we don't talk about anything, like Ace is going on to anything about like how to write beat, how to conceptually put together an album, nothing about that, just pure lyrics.
How to tell a story.
Not even looking at flow, just pure lyrics. Kendrick is, without a doubt, in my mind, top 20 at least. That's being conservative, without a doubt. I'll say for today. I won't say all time, but top 20 today, without no question. And having some super specific criteria, like when we talk about rap, when we talk about hip hop, like we all know what lyricism means, right? Like we know when we're listening to hip hop lyrics, like the goal, and we want, sure, like the battle rap, when you listen to battle rap compilations and they say some crazy shit and quadruple entendre, that's cool. Like I'm not denying that. I'm not saying that Kendrick can go toe to toe with any battle rapper and outdo them. I'm not saying that. But like that's one small aspect of lyricism, and I'm not even talking about rap, just pure lyricism. I'm just talking about lyricism. That's one small part of it. And when you look at lyricism as a whole, conceptually, like I don't think you can't put 60 dudes. That's like, to go into a quick sports analogy. That's like anyone who follows basketball blah, 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 knows that Steph Curry is the best shooter ever.
Yep.
That's like saying I can, like, if I went on 20 different open courts around the world, or 200 different open courts around the world, I could find 50 dudes that can shoot better than Steph off the dribble on the left wing doing a step back. Like, I'm sure that there's some aspects of shooting that Steph Curry isn't the absolute best at, and you could find better shooters than him in that regard. But when it just comes to shooting, not even being a basketball player, just shooting, like, we know what his reputation is.
The crazy part is, some of these sports analysts be doing that though.
They do, but it's like when Lupe is going on this tangent, I really think it's super ridiculous, because like, how, if you look at Kendrick's body of work, how can you not say that if a whole lot of these battle rappers, like, if you look at like a battle rapper highlights, I've dabbled in it, I'm not really super into it, but you'll see like some crazy hard hitting lines and that are super impressive. How consistently are they doing that on track to or battle to battle, day to day? Yeah, like maybe you'll get 10 out of 10 bar for every 20 different battles he does. And a lot of the shit is like, it's kind of recycled, it's derivative, you kind of know where it's going. Like, it's not original. That's not to say it's not impressive.
Especially if you know the battle rapper. Right?
Exactly, yeah. You kind of get a feel for, okay, he's gonna go in this direction, he's gonna say this. He might not say it the same exact way he said it before in a different video or a different battle he did, you put a little twist on it, but you kind of know what's coming. And if you took some random off the street and said you gave them 5 different battle rappers to listen to, and you ask them to distinguish one from the other, it's going to be kind of difficult because a lot of them have the same cadence, the same content. It's kind of repeating, and my goal here isn't to diminish that art, but it's completely different than put together an actual album, conceptual album that flows into itself, that has hooks, that has storytelling, that has a whole lot. It's not just 16 bars and that's it. Like, it's a full song. Like, that's that's a whole nother realm. That if you gave Kendrick, if you plot Kendrick into a battle rap, he could hold his own. I'm sure you get smoked by a lot of dudes. Do you think 60 of these dudes can put together, just purely lyrically, put together write an album? Like, no.
Facts.
But I think you have to consider the context of the conversation. The reason that this is coming up is because Kendrick, Drake, and Cole are doing something that puts them more into the more into the context of quote unquote battle rap, and pure having good lyricism purely from a lyricism standpoint, not so much talking about who's the greatest artist, who's the greatest rapper that ever did it. They're putting themselves in a more battle rap adjacent conversation by competing in this beef. So I think it becomes legitimate to start talking about, well, yeah, that Kendrick is great, but if we're talking about the greatest lyricist ever, he's not gonna be up in Lupe's top 60. And I think also when you consider that number 60, you said 20. I definitely don't doubt Lupe has a much more in-depth knowledge of rap history than I do, certainly. I mean, he's a professor apparently of it. So
Yeah.
So that number might be inflated just because he's more knowledgeable on the history of rap in general, and the great lyricists that have come up, and nobody knows about them, but they were still, if you go back and listen to them, stuff they were doing is incredible. So
a couple points in question off what you're saying though. If you do look at it in the context of, like, rappers are kind of going back and forth, so we're kind of talking about it kind of being adjacent to battle rap and some of the elements that make battle rap so great. We wouldn't say when it comes to just two rappers going back and forth, it's not literally just like who is the most lyrical. It also is like how they go about their response record and the production on it, I would assume, to a certain degree, and what they can say. I mean, if you literally just get on a song and for 3 to 5 minutes you rap a great song, and then somewhere along the line you say, and this is why it's why I'm better than you. But the other guy, he raps at a decent level too, but he's also kind of attacking the person's character. Are we just gonna automatically say the guy that was lyrically better is the guy that won here?
I don't know how that will go.
But here's the thing too, like, it's not like they got on tracks and were just in a strictly battle rap format. Like, these were actual regular rap songs that happened to be dissing the other dudes. So, like, Lupe didn't say that there's 100 better battle rappers than Kendrick. Lyricists and, like, I feel like it's kind of a
Kendrick's not a battle rapper, so he wouldn't even be in that list anyway.
Yeah, but I think it's a pretty big leap to just jump, because Kendrick, in like that some shots at Drake, now that automatically puts him in the realm of battle rap, and then that in that classifies all battle rap in a certain lyrical light, and like I don't agree with that. I don't think that's
They're participating in a beef. Like
beef
it's
and
competition.
no, beef and battle rap is completely. It's I don't want to say it's completely different, but it's not the
completely
same.
different.
It's not the same.
It doesn't
It's
have to be the same in order for this conversation to arise of who's the greatest lyricist. I'm sure people are going around now talking about who's the best lyricist ever. And Lupe is just saying, in his opinion, Kendrick is not up there. Kendrick is not top 50.
But it feels like that opinion is only that top 50 is only triggered when you include battle rap and you talk specifically about lyricism in a battle rap type of light. Where if Kendrick never did this, then it would kind of be irrelevant.
Okay. I kind of
Actually, yeah. Now
so
that you say it like that, I see what we're talking about.
if there was no battle and Kendrick just dropped a extremely quote unquote, lyrically and impressive track, and people started, were saying he's the best lyricist, you don't think Lupe would have the grounds to say there's 50 better or 60 better
Yeah,
rappers than
like
him because you can't include battle rappers?
it'd be kind of just an irrelevant conversation. It's like if he was talking about like the 100 best lyricists of all time, and we start including R&B lyricists and folk lyricists, like it's complete. It's not that far distinct because again, battle rap and rap are somewhat adjacent, but
Yeah.
it's still like to me a different conversation, and it just feels like a weird comparison. Like that's what your classification is gonna be, is battle rappers. Is I don't that just it feels weird.
I think like you're saying, some of this conversation gets brought up because there is currently like a back and forth, a battle going on, so to speak. So then we kind of start to get into like, well, if we're going to talk about who's the best at kind of doing this, so we're going to get to battle rappers. And we know that battle rappers are really impressive at, being lyrical and being able to go back and forth. But then when we just talk, but we don't, that doesn't in turn make them automatically considered to be the best lyricists just because we're talking about lyricists in context of battles, or that's where it starts from.
Yeah.
I was gonna say one other thing about this. Kind of slipped my mind. Yeah, it definitely is something that if you're at the level of Lupe, it's not completely unfounded. And like you were saying, they probably if they're in mind, and I think you always have to be careful when you say the top 100 list, the top 20 list, because like if someone literally asks you to sit down and write out however many artists before you get to this artist, you find that a lot of people can't do this. But I'm not saying that Lupe can't do it. I'm just saying
My money is on Lupe can do it though.
I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying I'm outside of Lupe. I'm saying a lot of people couldn't do that. You'd get to 10 or 15, and then like, oh, and you can look at it.
You don't even know 100.
Yeah, exactly.
100 rappers.
Nah, you're struggling. Yeah. I mean, one other quick point I was thinking about is like, as much as I consume battle rap, even my takeaway from it is just like, battle rap is kind of like almost designed to where you want to say something so witty and hit that punchline to make the audience react. To where like when you're putting out songs and records, like obviously you want a good reaction, but you want that entire song to resonate, to hit hard with people, from start to finish. So it's almost.
Like
Go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just gonna say, like, to your point, if you're not watching a video of someone actively dissing the other person in a battle rap, and like you just on Spotify, you're listening to battle rap. Like,
do they have battle raps on Spotify?
Can you imagine that?
That'd be funny.
Like, come on.
But yeah, so I kind of bring that up to this kind of, since there's kind of different objectives. It's kind of, again, we can definitely have the conversation and bring battle rappers into it. But if we're trying to have the whole cohesive conversation, I'd be hard pressed. I'm more sided on where it goes. I don't think you can just automatically start putting battle rappers way above the lyrical rappers that we all kind of agree on for the most part. You know, there's some level of consensus to us that are those top tier rappers.
I think I fall the other way. Like for example, my number one favorite rapper, MF Doom. I wouldn't have any problem with somebody making the argument that X so and so battle rapper is better than Doom and show me like a track or something. Or not.
Dog,
track,
of all people, like Doom could battle rap anyway. I don't care, bro. Like, you can talk about.
Yeah, I feel like Doom would excel. What are you talking about?
Doom of all rap, like the king of the fucking triple entendre. Come on. Now,
Yeah,
like,
well, that's a very interesting thing to say. King would. I'm sorry, MF Doom would absolutely excel and do well in that type of field.
He could do well, but I'm just saying, would he?
Bro, there's
be
no.
the best?
I'm not talking about battle. Like you can't put battle rappers lyrically on the level of. I don't care how good they are. I'm sorry, but you can't do it. You can't like the track I always bring up. The what was it? My favorite ladies or
Yeah, my favorite ladies. Yeah.
Bro, that song conceptually, start to finish.
That's a very battle rap thing to do.
No,
it is a very battle
over
rap
the course
thing to
of a 3-minute track with a
It's a battle rap thing.
No battle rapper is over the
We
that
extensive.
extensive.
We could probably look up something where somebody did exactly that, but no.
Real quick.
I mean, it's not automatic, but I'm just saying.
Real quick. Living right now, top 3 lyricists.
Oh,
nobody wants
Real quick.
Nobody, absolutely.
Real quick.
No.
Real quick.
I don't. Even I love lists, but even I'm like, I don't know about that.
Damn, sounds like y'all listen to enough rap. I don't know what to say.
I don't.
Knock it off. I do, but it's just like because these things easily get contentious.
We could no arguments. Throw out 3 names.
I'm gonna troll you. That's what I'm gonna do.
List 3 battle rappers.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll dedicate time to that another time. But I think ultimately speaking, I think, and again, this is why it's like you gotta take the good and the bad with the life. Like
I could really troll him.
Jesus. Like a lot of people are saying that like some of the beef that's been happening in hip hop is like no good or not really good because we're commercializing people having issues with each other, and people kind of get on their soapbox and start talking. But at the same time, a lot of like, I don't want to say productive, but like entertaining at the very least. The conversation can come out of some of these things, and it just kind of continues to expand the culture. Because even though when the fan bases are going back and forth, that's kind of corny. A discussion like this, kind of like this, can be relatively wholesome, and we can kind of like build upon. Hey, maybe you can put me onto this X artist who you think is, that a quote unquote representation of what a top tier lyricist, and then I can get into them and I can spread their name. So outcomes like that, I think is really beneficial.
How do you put someone onto a battle rapper? Because you can't tell them listen to an album. Is it just a YouTube compilation?
Yeah, you gotta send them a battle.
Come on, bro.
You just better hope their battles are not paywalls.
Skip to this timestamp and that timestamp and then that.
No, just watch the whole battle. Like, I mean, the person kind of has to be inclined to.
You don't try to put somebody onto a bad rapper and then go tell them to go listen to a compilation album. That's not how it works.
It's one battle though. It's like one.
Oh, you're talking about their battle. I thought you were the whole entire the match.
Well, you gotta listen to the other person's battle. What if they get confused.
The match.
I'm not gonna be confused, but they might not like the other person.
Well, that's the point, though. Maybe they kind of have to see the other person too.
So I gotta listen to trash to get a. Come on, bro.
I know. I understand what we're trying to articulate, but the way you put somebody onto a battle rapper is drastically different from the way you put somebody onto a regular rapper. It just doesn't. It just doesn't hit. You have to put them onto their greatest hits.
Are you're saying you have to give them a compilation?
Yeah, of just there. Like we don't want to hear the other guys.
Oh. Well, I mean, if the person is already into battle rap, though, then you could probably just give them a.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I for one enjoy a lot of conversations come around. Well, some of the conversations that come around from hip hop, and I look forward to more of what comes out from this back and forth. And there's always the conversation of like, he's the man of the hour, Kendrick. What are you gonna do?
Kendrick needs to drop.
I'll tell you one thing, Drake, cool it.
Relax, bro.
Drake,
you sound like these Drake fans.
Drake's need.
What do you mean now? Like, what do you? Where did this time frame come from?
At a time of recording, has officially released on his record. It's on streaming service. Push Up. He's in a good spot. I would stop going back and forth with everybody else, except if somebody like if J. Cole changed his mind and he came out with what works, then you destroy Cole. But leave Ross alone. Leave everybody else alone. I would maybe throw some more shots at Metro just because it's funny, but leave everybody else alone. Just wait for Kendrick to drop, and when Kendrick drops, then you got your records ready. But if you go ahead,
I was just gonna say that track got better to me over the week too.
Oh, it's your Drake's record?
Heavy riding, bro. Heavy riding.
It was very good.
Come on, bro.
I really got turned from a hater.
This is some top tier glazing right here. Like, come on,
all right.
It's like
it's too much, bro.
You know the crazy part? The last thing I'll say on this, I'm just here as an observer right now. Someone made a good post about like how like when you're not a stand. Sorry, I got to sneeze almost. When you're not a stand of anybody, so you're just in back and enjoying the content. That's me. Because at first I was rooting for Cole. I was like, Cole's gonna come out this. He's gonna be.
Oh yeah, y'all Cole fans already lost.
I was like, Cole's gonna be the Thanos of this war. He's gonna snap his finger, and we're gonna start to see Kendrick fade away. But obviously that's not the way.
Yeah, you snapped your fingers and he faded away. Yeah.
Like it was Drake and Kendrick that collected all the Infinity Stones, and Drake J. Cole decided, hey, he didn't got the heart for it. So that's his own thing. But yeah, now that the guy I was rooting for is out of it, I'm just sitting back. I don't. Drake's up right now, but I still believe Kendrick can still turn the tides of battle. But I think you know what? Sorry, one last thought. Unless y'all have some other thoughts, I don't want to cut anybody off. One last thought. I thought while Kendrick's quote unquote on a time clock or whatever, if this was back in the day, we would have seen Schoolboy Q and Absol jump out with a couple of funny records of just like some slight, like he's talking about Six God, but why didn't he come to L.A. or they would have been on it. But it's just a reminder that
he got his laying affiliates now.
Good too, and a beef.
Yeah,
I feel like Absol can do very well.
Which era Absol? Absol now?
Oh, I'm talking about like that. I'm talking about the 20.
He'll drop a firebar, then he'll drop some.
I'm talking about the 2012, the 2013, even 2014 era Absol. I'm talking about where it was Black Hippie, where they were really clicked up, and whenever you moved on one, you were going to face the rap.
Yeah, and like a pure rap beef, I think Absol probably better than Kendrick.
Man, I would love to see obviously
Kendrick's still going to hold it now.
The thing is, you never want to go too crazy when it's Drake, because Drake can just say like, "Didn't I see you perform at a McDonald's or something like that?" But
man,
I would love
Drake talking, bro.
I would love to see the day or Drake has to say something actually clever and impactful about Absol, because that's the one thing you kind of got on it. Like just like when he was going back and forth with Pushers, like, I mean, yeah, you're saying some pretty cool stuff, but I'm gonna say something that's actually gonna really be effective. But anyway,
this is still like the ultimate ammo against Drake and talking to underage girls. Like that's.
Okay, all
He
right.
tried to flip it like Eminem.
I saw a lot of posts about that too.
No,
We're not,
I'm not
listen,
even like
some of these are
he talked
allegations, so
about
we're not.
himself. He
we're-
brought him up himself. He said it himself. So
I don't know what you're referring to specifically. We don't want to get to allegation territory. Oops, sorry. Anyway, but if there's nothing else, and there's a lot, of course, to talk about when it comes to hip hop and battle rap, but we're about that time.